Hello and welcome to another Quality of Life Tools add-on demo, and this one is for the add-on QOL Nodes to Blend. And what is it? Well, it's an add-on that's designed to help you create and manage presets for node editors, be it either geometry nodes, as we have here, or shader nodes. In fact, any node network, it works the same. So what do we mean by presets? Well, Blender has an amazing asset management system, and we will mostly be familiar with this via the asset browser. And while this is amazing for meshes, it's not very intuitive for working with node groups. And that's where QOL Nodes to Blend helps make things intuitive. So let's talk about accessing, for example, your own pre-made nodes. Well, we've started a new geometry nodes network here for Suzanne. And say we want to access our own custom node, Inflate, we just Shift Add and either find it in the menu here, or for example, Shift Add and Inflate, it finds it straight away, just like any built-in geometry nodes node. It's that easy to access your own custom nodes, and believe me, it's so nice to have a library of all the nodes that you tend to do regularly. And once again, that works in both Geometry Node Editor or the Shader Node Editor. We can add, for example, favorites patch maker here, and color, scale. Either way, it acts as an incredibly accessible way to access your own custom nodes. That's all well and good, but how about creating your own node presets? Well, let's just create a very quick one here. The simplest of ones, let's just add set position, and we will move her up by combine XYZ, move her up in the Z axis, and create a node group out of this group. There we go. And if this is something that you do regularly, you'd maybe want to save that as a preset. So it's ever so simple. We bring up the Export Node Group asset, which can be found in the side panel under the QOL tab. And to export this as a preset, we select our asset library, where we want to put it, the catalog we would like it to be in. And now it remembers from your previous session, and most likely you'll want to put it in the same place anyway. And the node group name to call it. So what would we call it? Let's call it move up in Z. And I usually prefix these with GN for geometry nodes, SM for shader nodes, etc. But that's just me. So move up in Z. You can either name it here or in this tab, axis, and it will use that as the name for the node preset. And click Export Asset. And it really is that simple. So now and forever on, if you wanted to add it again, where did we put it? We put it in toys, didn't we? And up in Z-axis, it's there. And we can use it again and again. It's always there. It really is that simple to create your own presets. So let's have a look at the interface for it. I've tried to make it as easy as possible. First, the asset library. That is selectable from any of the asset libraries you have on your machine. It defaults to user library if you don't have any. If you want to create your own ones, simply select the settings button here and it takes you straight to the preferences where you can add and manage your own asset libraries. The open library folder finds the folder on disk for wherever you have that, so you can manage anything that you've built here. It opens the standard Explorer window, which I'm sure you're familiar with. And in this, if we've created something we don't want, we simply delete it and it's gone. It's that easy. The second section is the catalog, where you can choose what catalog you want to place it in or create a new catalog. If you create a new catalog, you can enter the name of the new catalog here. Delete Me Now is, for example, a new catalog that I'm going to create for this. And because it's only a temporary one, let's give it a new name. DDDDD, and export asset. And there we go. We've not only saved a new node preset, we've saved it in a new catalogue called Delete Me Now, and you can see that in here. There we go. DDD was up in there, saved as any other preset. So now we've just created an extra dummy catalogue and a node that we don't want anymore. We're starting to create clutter, and that's where you can just open the library folder, and that one, let's get rid of that one. The Blender Assets catalogue we can open with Notepad, and you can see we have a new catalogue, Delete Me Now. You can just get rid of that whole line, and that catalogue is gone the next time you restart Blender. So let's not save that and bring it back up again. And as you can see, that catalogue is now gone, and so is the messy extra node that we made. Oh, and back to why this was red. As I mentioned before, if it's red, it's usually an indicator that we're exporting the whole area because we haven't got a node network selected. And it's red because that defaults to geometry nodes. If you're going to overwrite that, then most likely you're going to overwrite something you've done before. So geometry nodes base. You can call it whatever you like. As you can see, it's reflected up here. Again, it reflects exactly what the geometry nodes area is called. And there you go. It really is that easy to set up and create your own presets. And hello again. Just a quick addendum. Since I first made this video, I realised that not everybody likes the end panel having to switch between these fiddly little tabs. It does get a bit annoying, especially when every time you want to do something you have to switch to a new tab. So, to avoid having to go to this one, you can still do it if you like. You can right click on an asset now and export node group to asset, and it pops up there instead. It's exactly the same as you would see here. The only difference is you don't have to go looking for it. It's just on the right menu. Anything to make life better. There you go. Quality of life. That's what it's all about. Quality of life tools. Anyway, thanks again for now. And yeah, bye-bye. This add-on is an individual add-on available on SuperHive, but bear in mind that if you've ever bought the full collection, this is also included already for free. As with all my add-ons, anytime I create a new add-on, I always add it to QOL Tools the full collection. So no matter when you bought it, years and years ago maybe, you will always get free add-ons added to it, and it's always kept up to date and maintained. So there you go, you don't ever have to pay anything again if you've bought the full collection. And there we go, I've babbled on again, haven't I? So, well, yeah. I hope you enjoy it, and once again, thank you for now.